I wouldn't mind serving as sort of a underling, hopefully treated a bit better than Rayson is, but I have that sort of interest and sort of knack for that sort of field.
I don't know, man. Given some of your previous bosses, I'd say you already got a pretty raw deal.
Yeah.
I think, without delving into any of the characters I've already listed, trying to think about this, someone who would be really, really nice and legitimately be able to look after me as an older sister, and also someone who's very unappreciated. I think Iku Nagai probably stands out to me the most as someone who would make a very appealing older sister. Alright. Anyone else? I saw your hand first. The guy in the hat. Against the wall. I'm sorry for I keep sending you next to the wall.
No, you're not.
No, I wanted to see you run, but...
This is almost a random question, but if Gensokyo is technically a retirement ground for the myths and creatures who people no longer believe in, then what happens to Gensokyo when everyone starts believing in it? Like, I don't know, the games and stuff going
There's actually a dojin out by, at least I think I missed part of the question because I was spelling. Anyway, there's a dojin out where, by Karaage Taro, who has a scene with Nitori visiting with Chewbacca because Chewbacca has long since been forgotten to the annals of time and great movies.
This is Sunlight Miracle was the name of that dojo, as I recall.
And thus, suddenly out of the ether appears Yukari and says, "It is your time, you must go. There's going to be episode 7, so go out there." And Chewbacca is led into this brilliant light and spirited away into the land of actual movies and people believing in Chewbacca again.
Yep. That's right, and they brought in hobgoblins to replace them, and no one liked the hobgoblins because they were ugly and annoying and really mean-tempered. And so eventually the more enjoyable spirits came back, and the hobgoblins got shunted off to the Scarlet Devil Mansion where they belong. I would also, on the note of people starting living in Tokyo again, I think, well, there's two things that stand out in my mind. One was a dojin I saw and immediately stopped reading because of what all the girls got turned into by the people that really wanted them to exist, that kind of person. But a much more appealing story was the one that Dr. Sunshine, the Something Awful user, those of you that have seen that series at Danburu, where it's basically, it's a series called Gensokyo USA, and it's got some great stuff like how Sanai is Jewish and her parent and Kanako and Suako are always complaining at her to find settle down with a nice Jewish boy, and Alice is basically a loner, cat owner lady that's very Catholic, and Aya is Spider Jerusalem for those of you that follow Metropolis, or whatever the name of that series, Metropolitan, thank you.
And Yuko is a giant pot freak.
Yeah. And that's his explanation for why she was a stage 1 boss, is that she's gotten so high and fallen so far, but she's still thinks, look, I used to be able to sling down Maku with the best of Yomo, come here, and she throws a single really slow bullet. And it's really, really sad.
So,
yeah.
No.
Alright,
No Snoop Dogg.
guys, go ahead.
I have a quick comment and then a question. I want to point out that Kongara over there is probably the oldest game character present.
Yep. Kongara appeared in the very first game that we never talked about.
It's really impressive and it's awesome. But my question is every one of the manga works that Zun has written canon? So is everything in Inaba of the Moon and Inaba of the Earth canon? Or?
Pretty much, yes. I mean, there's, Inaba of the Earth, Inaba of the Moon is a bit weird and a bit different in that it's, Zun kind of said, go ahead, go make this, and so you'll have places where Aku rushes up to Rayson and asks if she really does bite people's heads off with her incisors, and asks if she's really is weak to the holy hand grenade of Antioch. But I can't really think of one where they really aren't. the Inigo one is kind of in a fuzzy territory, but at the same time, it's just kind of generalized. Yes, it's sort of kind of can go with it.
And Inaba is the only one that's in that fuzzy territory. The rest of them, even with all the random character cameos that appear in a lot of them, what happened to the more serious books is basically Zun went to the people that were going to draw them and said, I want this to happen, the rest of it you have artistic license over, but I want these specific things to happen, these specific characters have to appear, and this specific dialogue has to happen, and so on. So they are canon in that, even though he didn't draw them or actually put the pen to the paper and write out the words, that he wrote the scripts for the rest of the written words, yes. All right, I think we have time for one more question, then we do have to go. I saw your hand shoot up first.
What year was Toho number 1 released?
96, I want to say?
I think 95 or 96.
Zun needed something to do in college.
Yeah. Actually, I was picking up and get one more after that. The guy with the pillow. That is thankfully just a regular pillow. Because I've seen those getting sold.
That's what you see on the outside. Anyways.
Nicely played.
Anyways, who are the best Dojin artists in your opinion?
Oh boy.
I will let you answer this as long as you preface it.
Can I suggest an artist that's like okay, I have to not.
It has something to do with Marissa's precious thing or other.
I have to abstain from this question because I can't suggest my favorite artists in an under 18 panel.
Go out and look. Don't say it.
No,
Don't say it.
I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
One of the people that I've been following recently is Chihiro of Kimono Michi. His art style is absolutely fantastic. It's very exquisite and well detailed. The stories he writes are a bit more serious in tone, but at the same time they're really engrossing. Something more normal. I like Morino Hon. He has the best Mei ever, and she's the most wonderful thing when he draws him. When he draws her. Normal regular stuff. There's a lot of them out there, and I can't really pin down something kind of just normal working around. I mean, there's always Life of May and stuff like that. By Colonel Aki, but there's a bunch out there.
For Morino Hon, I'd like to plug Omo-Ito, I believe is the name of that dojo. It's a very, very beautiful story about Horai in particular, and going beyond that would spoil just about everything. People I enjoy, well, I have to throw out a plug for Mizuki Itoshi-san since he was here last year. Very cool guy.
So interesting story about that. So he came to Anime Boston last year, and we all like went to meet him and whatever. I wore an Alice costume in Logan Airport and got harassed by the TSA. On the last day, on Sunday, we were eating with him in the cafeteria, and is Jerry around here? No, he went to go sell stuff in the. But one among our number stood up and said, "Okay, I have to leave, guys. You know, he's got a long drive to Delaware. That's where he lives." And Mizuki Hitoshi embraced him and started to cry. That was quite a moment, and that really made the con for me. So I just wanted to share that story.
He was a very great guy. He was a lot of fun to be around. In terms of other people, Kagareto, who you mentioned earlier, I'm trying to think who else. Onchika tends to do a lot of things that I find very funny. Particularly the dojin where Satori basically gets drunk and rushes onto a stage of an idol performance and starts embarrassing the other final bosses by revealing their dirty secrets.
One other general, not exactly dojin style guy, but definitely worth looking at is Banpai Akira.
Yes.
He produces the Tohovania series, Komujo Densetsu, and he has a fabulous mind for redesigning the art style. He's got a great art style in general, and it really shows in his work. The art he produces is just fantastic in comparison to a lot of other things.
He made Remelia tolerable. He must be a miracle worker.
Oh.
All right, it is now a couple minutes past 9 o'clock. Thank you very much for all of you showing up. Join us in the game room. Thank you very much. We can do anything with this.